Hey there, Pisces. How are you today? This is your Afterthoughts with Wooing Nature from your July reading. You got a lot of work ahead of you. I hope you realize that. I was really impressed by the animal spirits that came out in your reading. The chameleon was first. The chameleon is being able to adapt to an environment, to be able to blend in specifically to an environment and to adjust one's energy so that you blend in with the environment. That's the first one. That's very important when you are doing spiritual work because spiritual work is not showy. It's not. You have to understand the environment that you're in. And being able to understand the environment that you're in requires you to blend into it enough to feel it, to sense it. There's this thing called mirroring. When you mirror another person's behavior, then you can sometimes have a sense of what they're carrying or what they may have experienced themselves. It's a theater technique, and it's also some other techniques that people use when they are doing healing work. That you take on the body or the mannerisms or the gait or of the person that you may have an issue with. And it allows you to sync with their energy. It allows you to sync with their experience in a way because we carry our experiences in our body. And so that can be a teacher, or that's a way that you are learning about the people or the situation that you find yourself in. Now, why is that important for spiritual work? Because until you understand something, it's hard for you to heal it. Unless you have an understanding of what's happening, then you're not going to be able to go to the core of the issue. And I feel, Pisces, that you're walking into shaman territory. So you're going into that deep spiritual healing um, territory, which means that you are being called to that place as a healer. It makes sense to me because Pisces are water elements. You're a part of the water element, and water we associate with connection and connectivity and conduction, especially in the spiritual world and in the spiritual realm. So, um, being connected to water yourself and being intuitive anyway, it seems like a logical path, and I feel like you're being called to it in July. I felt like the spirits were really trying to connect with you in that reading. I could see them kind of coming out from everywhere. Ancestors, and also I think that there's a few ancient spirits, so those may be distantly connected to you through DNA, but they might not. So, spirit guides, angels, whatever you feel connected to as far as in the spiritual realm, they are trying to connect to you. That may come as in the form of downloads. People call them downloads or channels, messages from spirit, inklings. A lot of that will happen when you're in water. So, like sometimes for people when they're in the shower in the morning, so things start coming to them, or if they're around a waterway, then things um, will surface. So you'll just want to pay attention to that. Keep those logged somewhere or keep that information there for you because it's really going to be your own guide. You're almost like writing your own book. Some of you may end up writing your own book. I don't know. But it'll be important for you in the months ahead, not just for July, but this is going to be for a while because if you are headed down that path, and if that is a path that you choose and you choose to accept that path, then there's some years that you're going to be learning about different energies, animal energies, or energies in stones, or you may be learning different aspects of people or plants, or whatever it may be. But it is a long road of learning that for you will begin in July, if you choose it. If you choose it. It occurred to me, for your dreams, your dreaming space is where your guides and where the spirits are trying to connect to you. So get your rest. Don't go to sleep ultra tired. You want to go to sleep. You want to relax into your sleep. And when you relax into your sleep, it allows your body to go through the necessary stages before it reaches REM, which is where you have to be in order to receive your dreams. And then you also want to be in a situation where you can come out fairly in a fairly relaxed state. So like alarm clocks and stuff, or you might want to stray away from the alarm clock thing if you can. Now, if you got to get up in the morning, you got to get up in the morning. And then those days that you don't have to get up, just, on those nights, just rest and relax into the sleep. And then, make sure that phones are off and bells and whistles are off so that you can wake gently from your sleep. And then write your dreams down, especially the real strange ones. The ones that stand out for you, like, oh my God, what is that about? Even if they're little, even if they're like little snippets, all of it counts. So make sure you write that down. I also am getting, well, I'll get back to those in a minute. I was also getting that amethyst. You'll want to work with amethyst. Let me get the amethyst. Okay, so this is amethyst. I'm just going to show you a few so that you will know what you're looking for if you're hunting for it. But it is a purple stone. It usually, you can get points. You can get bigger points. We call these points because they're like pointy. That's all. And so that's amethyst. And then this is a tumbled amethyst here. So you can get the tumble stone. And then I'll show you this one too. Now this one is also tumbled, but this is called a chevron amethyst. And it's a chevron because it'll have these chevron little V-shaped things in it. These are particularly powerful. I like working with chevron amethyst because it'll take you up a notch. So actually, I'm going to hold on to this one while I'm talking to you. So work with amethyst. Amethyst works with your crown chakra, which is where you're receiving your messages. It's also your ori for those of you who practice Yoruba or who are a part of that thinking. So we're talking about connecting your spiritual self to your physical self, to your mind, your body, your spirit, and dedicating yourself in that way. And so the amethyst stone, what it does is, again, like we talked about, or we have talked about with Reiki, if you're familiar with Reiki, how it just kind of, you know, reconfigures your energy field so that it prepares your body for something different, something better, something that you like, something that makes sense to you. So the amethyst in this case is to connect your crown chakra so that you can receive those messages from spirit more clearly, or so that the line is clear so that you can receive them, receive those messages, and it just clears the line. That's all it does, is clears the line. So pay attention to your dreams, and your spiritual gifts. So, which brings me to your other animals. Again, I said that it was fascinating to me what animals came for you. So, first of all, we have the jaguar. Now, the jaguar is a powerful spirit totem. It's in the cat family. Cats are independent in nature. They are kind of they're intelligent. They're very smart. They sense things in the spirit realm. So cats sense your spirit. Whether they like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't. So your jaguar energy is about that. But then there's a lot of cultural folklore that's associated with the spirit animal of the jaguar that you'll want to read about. And so look at the different traditions that venerate the jaguar in some way as a spirit animal, and then you can find out more about that and how it applies to you. So this is part of your homework. This is a part of your homework. Okay, sorry for that pause there, but So you want to read up on the jaguar. Jaguar has they're very high. They're spirit animals for people who are shamans. So I'm not surprised that you get the jaguar. Other animals that are associated with shamanism, or I don't like that word shamanism, but you know what I'm saying. So the work of the shaman, or the work of the medicine healer. Um, and then it's also associated with spiritual hierarchies, so spiritual royalty. Um, and that's not something that Westerners even think about, because we kind of keep that separate. But there's a such thing as spiritual monarchies or spiritual hierarchies. Um, and this represents that level of spiritual hierarchy. So, what else can I tell you about jaguar spirits? Okay, they are stealthy. They do move through the night. They are nocturnal. Cats are nocturnal animals, so they are accustomed to night energy, which is underworld activity, which is which is also shadow work. So you can expect to be maneuvering in the dark within yourself and outside. So, but don't fear, because the jaguar sees through. It sees in the dark. So the dark isn't really the dark for the jaguar, you know. Now, if you in the dark and you meet up with a jaguar, mm, you might you might want to be real still. Okay? So embody this. Embody this energy, because this is your protection. Your cloak is your protection. Your covering is your protection. Your sight and your ability to be able to see through some dark matter is really a powerful, it's a powerful gift. And so, but I want you to look up the jaguar yourself. I want you to find out as much as you can about the jaguar spirit energy. All right, and then this one, which is the hummingbird, is also um the hummingbird is a very small bird, a very fast bird, but the way it moves is what's significant, because it appears to just dot through the sky, which is a different way of flying. It's more like hovering. It's about thinking and being where you want to be. Thinking and being where you want to be. And that's the way the hummingbird moves. It excites us, it ignites us, it makes us go, oh, when you see a hummingbird, you're like, oh my God, it's exciting. And so your hummingbird energy is there, and people are going to see it. They're going to notice it, especially as you continue to do this shadow work, because there's another side to it. And this is the other side. So where you may be doing some very deep spiritual work in your personal life, it's just very personal. Um, and then it's going to end up being not personal later, but for right now it's personal. And then on the outside, you give the appearance of the hummingbird, like, oh, she's so happy, or he's so excited, and they're just moving from thing to thing to thing, and wow, they just can't keep still. It seems like, I look up and you're here, and I look up and you're there. So you may expect to have some travel. There might be some traveling happening for you. You may be moving around a lot. You may be connecting with different people, making some different connections. But the thing is to remain lively, and and to honor that spirit of flight that's there for you during this month. Wow. Because of this jaguar, I pulled a couple more cards for you because of your jaguar, and because the spirits are trying to connect with you, and you got, some spiritual gifts coming in. I decided to pull two more cards for you, the staff and the rattle. And I pulled the rattle because the rattle is a shaman's tool. It's the way that the shaman moves through spirit. It moves through sound, and the sound is its protection. So if you don't have some rattles, get some rattles if you decide to accept this path. And then the other is the staff. So every great shaman needs its own needs their own staff too. So find you a good walking stick. Go outside and decorate it, and maybe put some emblems of you and who you are, or what you stand for and what you represent around it. And this can be a nice little art project for you. And if you want to make your own rattles, you can. um, I make my own rattles, so maybe I'll put up a video on how to make rattles. But anyway, this could be another little homework project for you, but fun homework project. Get you a staff, decorate it with things that represent what you stand for as a human being, as a person, as a man, woman, whoever whoever you are. And then also what you stand for, what your principles are, because it's going to tie into the way that you give medicine later. So, all right, Pisces, that's your afterthoughts. If you feel like you need to take a deeper dive, if you really want to know how all of this ties in to your life narrative, if you want guidance on what to do if you are accepting the shaman's path and you want to know how to move forward with that, then by all means, hit me up. I'm at Kerri, Kerri, at wooingnature.life. As always, I hope you have a pleasant day, and I hope you're having a wonderful life.